Hello everybody and welcome to a certain scientific Railgun T episode 22 anime review. In this episode we sort of got reacclimated to Scavenger, for the first time I guess if you didn't watch Accelerator, but yeah, they showed up, they were doing some things, a lot of that was Scavenger doing things, but no, we also learned Kuriba's backstory, that's her name right? Yeah, her backstory. The Doppelganger got even more powerful, which is not what you want to see if you're the good guys. But hey, they'll come around somehow. They'll savor the day. So who knows exactly how that's gonna go down? But anyway, let's crack on with this episode. See how everything went down and everything. Let's do this. We begin with the girls and boy of Scavenger just chilling around. Basically, they're talking about how they don't have an acronym, not an acronym, but like a capital letter name yet, like item and school and all them other ones. I guess they're like bestowed upon you if you're a good evil organization, cleanup crew, whatever you want to call them. You get capital letters and that makes you strong. Why don't, like, I don't know, they're probably acronyms or something. I don't really care. You know, Scavenger's a good name. That's one of the better names. I'd keep that one if I were them, but hey, what can you say? They're looking for the Doppelganger, obviously, and then Leader does her I was going to say magic, wrong term, eye power thing to spot her. What's it called? Predator. It's got a good name as well. Scavenger got cool everything, it seems, except, you know, they lose all the time. But hey, what can you do? The important thing to note is they found the Doppelganger, so that is a win for them. Then we go back to Kuriba and Misika and Misaki. She's telling the two level 5s that basically Doppelganger's soul is dangerous because if the body gets destroyed, then the soul is free to go wherever and it can inhabit anything. Basically, if the body gets destroyed, the soul can take over anything, is essentially what they're saying. Luckily, including, they also say, all of Academy City itself, so that would be pretty bad if that happened. So let's try and have that not happen, shall we? Doppelganger, though, can't hurt itself, like it can't suicide the body, because it's got safety mechanisms in, because Kuriba, I guess, was the one person smart enough to think, hey, this could be bad, so let's do stuff about that. The Indian poker, that's also connected. Basically, Kuriba set that up so basically someone else could help, basically, through, I said basically like 7 times then, I apologize. Trying to get someone else to help with dealing with the Doppelganger, I guess, was what, I get what she was doing, because, you know, she sent out that one that Misika got, which was her brain memory or whatever, her data, and Misika was like, I don't really get it, you know, that kind of thing. She leaves, and then Misaki comes out, and Misaka's like, I don't really like the idea of other people being roped in. That's not cool. If she wants to deal with it, you know, that's cool, but let's not involve random civilians in this. Come on, that's not how we roll. Random civilians never get involved. They are none the wiser to all the absolute insane stuff that goes on in this goddamn city. Kuriba is almost immediately confronted by the Doppelganger, which is less than good. Doppelganger's being very caring at first, making sure she's alright and everything, before starting to choke her, you know, and it turned very quickly from, are you okay, to I'm gonna rip out your throat now, basically. Smoke screen to escape and everything, and then the Doppelganger's like, that was weird, and then a van comes flying at her out of nowhere. Where did the van come from? It was Scavenger, it was Seke, I believe, exactly. Scavengers show up to capture her. They do that, 3 of them. Leader doesn't really get involved, but the other 3, they definitely get involved to capture her. They aren't too sure if this is the real one though, so they send Seke to go after Kuriba to basically make sure they've got at least one of them is one of them's the real one. While they were talking though, Scavenger, what's her name? Doppelganger, I guess, got out of the paper, you know, Naru's paper thing, paper mache. I was going to say, that's not quite right. It starts crushing Leader's arm, which is not good. Don't want to break your arm. That's not good, as I said. Naru gets all angry, and in her anger, she smashes the Doppelganger's body, or like half the face, at least. Which is not good. That's not what you want. Meanwhile, Seke found Kuriba, figured this isn't the one he wants. Sorry, yes, Seke is a man, believe it or not. He says it himself in this one when he thought Misika was a man. But hey, that's besides the point. Because Blood is like, okay, I don't need this one. But then who comes to save the day? It's your girl. Makoto Misika comes to save the day, of course. She doesn't look that much like a dude. Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, all the characters in the universe are like, oh, I think you're a boy looking like that. She doesn't look that different. Like, come on. I'm not going to say guys can't have ponytails, but, you know, she's still got a little ponytail and a cool hat. And guys can't wear cool hats. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But the gist of it is, Misika shows up to save Kuriba from Seke while Scavenger are fighting the other one, the Doppelganger. We then get Kuriba's backstory, which is sort of tragic actually. Words are hard. So basically, she got into an accident and had to have a lung transplant from her mum, which, yeah, it saved her life, but then her mum was in pretty bad condition and everything. So in order to save her, she went into the cyborg research, you know. She'd have to make parts for all the affected organs and, you know, body parts, and she wasn't going to make it in time, basically. That's why she did the experiment to cut herself in half herself, basically so she could figure everything out quicker, so she could save her mum, which, you know, I approve of saving your mum. Don't know about, you know, these lengths, but hey, she's a good spirit, really. Misaki found all this out and told Misika. She got off the phone with someone, probably Matey Boy, Kates, whatever, or the other one, Kozuku, whoever it was, not too important. Misaki found out that and told Misika. By Kuriba's predictions, I guess 2 months and then the Indian poker will sort of figure this all out. So I guess she was going to keep it all to herself for 2 months, which makes Misaka think, oh, it's like me when the sister thing was going on. Well, crap, now I have to get involved, basically. And she calls Kuroko basically to say, Kuroko, I'm going to be late. Here, have like a few bits of screen time this episode, you know. It's not quite Sisters level of no screen time for anyone, but I mean, it's a mini arc, isn't it? Not even the, what's this arc called? Dream Ranker. And the mini part is called what? Doppelganger. The Doppelganger part, that's what I mean. But yeah, anyway, Misika, off she goes. So for this part now, instead of, it cuts between the Scavenger fighting and Misika and Seke fighting, so I'm just going to do Misika's bit first, and then go to Scavenger afterwards. Is that cool? That's cool. So Misika apologizes for the attitude to Kuriba. Seke's still spoiling for a fight though, even though Misaka's like, oh well, if you got no problem, we can just, you know, go about our business. But no, Seke wants to fight. Misika isn't struggling too much. He sends like debris at her, but she's just flying them all back because electric magnet powers or whatever. And then when she jumps up, the hat blows off, and Seke looks up and is like, ah, crap, you know, realizes who she is. Because then they have a flashback to Scavenger talking about horoscopes, and they're like, no way we'd run into another level 5. No way that would happen. And Seke's like, it's the railgun, crap. And then he gets zapped and passes out. You know, rip Seke. I mean, he's alive, but he's out of commission is the gist of it. Poor Seke is all I'm going to say. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. It might be like Sake, but I'm going to say Seke because that sounds cooler. But yeah, Misika wins fairly easily. I don't think there was much struggle there at any point. Even though she said, oh, I underestimated you, you know. You didn't seem to be having too hard a time, so you're done good. The other 3 members of Scavenger see the body getting back up, and Naru is just like, that's bad news, I'm going to smash that. However, Doppelganger possesses some of the paper to make, I guess, to replace its body parts. It's like a big old bunny half-body thing. It's pretty creepy, to be honest. We cut away to do the Misika thing. When we come back, only one of Scavenger is left standing. It's Yakimaru. Yep, I got their names right here. I wrote them all down. So then she runs away, almost got caught eventually, almost got crushed by the paper hand. However, Naru got the control of the paper back to be like, alright, let's not be doing that. And, you know, they escape. Hooray. Good job, Scavenger. You escaped the Doppelganger, which you've made infinitely more powerful now. Doppelganger then also like gets a rock arm as well, so it's like just powering itself up. And then the other 3 ran away, and they're like, okay, what are we going to do now? And we're like, okay, well, Seke should be back now. And Seke doesn't come back because obviously Misika comes back. She's like, oh, I know that guy. Are you 3 with him? Hi, what's up? And they're like, crap, it's the railgun. What the hell are we going to do now? And that was where we ended the episode. It was, as I said, mostly, I was going to say a showcase. It was a showcase for Scavenger's powers, even if they sort of got their asses kicked a lot. But, you know, we know what they can do now, so that's important. That's good, because I can't remember if we saw all their abilities in Accelerator. I can't remember that at all. Like, to be fair, they were against Accelerator, so their abilities didn't really matter in that. But here, I guess things are a little bit more even. So that's good at least. So what was my favourite part of the episode, I guess? Well, first of all, before we get to that very quickly, I usually have the video playing right here of what my favourite part was. However, this last week I've been getting a bunch of copyright claims because of it, so I just can't do that anymore. Sorry, blame Japan. Not all of Japan, but blame that part of Japan that doesn't understand how stuff works, I guess, how fair use works. But anyway, back to my favourite part of the episode. It's basically just the whole thing with Scavenger being like, there's no way we'd run into another level 5. And then when they realise, they're like, yep, horoscopes are BS. I hate it. Like, of course they'd lie to us like this. That damn occult stuff, science for the win, you know? No, yeah, it was good. Because, like, they didn't even seem... Well, I mean, Seke didn't even seem surprised. He was just like, of course we'd run into Railgun. Like, what are the... Of course we would. What are the chances of that? Like 100% at this point. Yeah, it was good. I quite like Scavenger, actually, despite the fact they're so basically irrelevant to, you know, most things. Although I guess they're like the only group still around after the Battle Royale. So they did good to avoid that. It's a good thing they weren't like a you know, capital letter team. Because otherwise they'd all be wiped out, probably. So they dodged a bullet there. But anyway, I guess I'll wrap this up now. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care. And bye, guys.